everybody! Okay, today's video is going to be about herbs, just the basics of herbs, and you know, how to grow it, how to pick out which ones you have, how to harvest it, and how to store them. I've got a little outline so that I don't babble too much. The first thing you need to do is figure out what will grow in your area. It's called a zone. You can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. Farmers markets are very good for having very good herbs. And you can usually talk to the people if you don't know what grows best in your area, and they'll be able to tell you how to grow it, if it's best in a pot or if it's best in you know, like the land. A good example of a potted plant would be mint, catnip, anything that's in the mint family, because that grows and spreads like crazy. If you don't care, go for it. I mean, I don't care. I've got catnip growing everywhere. So anyway, here's some examples of some of the herbs that you can get at the farmer's market. Or even, actually these two things were purchased at a little shop set outside of a grocery store. This is rosemary and spearmint, and these were $2.99 each, so it's very inexpensive, especially considering that these will come back every year and they get huge. Okay, I'm going to show you how to harvest. And the plants that I have for harvesting, or you know, like the ones that I harvest from, one is 4 years old and the other one is about 2.5. So you guys will be able to see the difference. This rosemary plant is about 2.5 years old. And this rosemary plant, which is absolutely huge, is 4 years old, and it's leaning to the side. That's why I've got a stake by it. This is my lavender plant that I've had. I've actually transplanted it a couple times, and boy does it smell fantastic. This is 4 years old, and this is a catnip plant. Well, one of many. This is one, and there's a small one there, and I've got baby shoots growing everywhere. These actually I started from seed, so that's another option, that you could start from seeds if you want. Okay, we're gonna actually harvest some catnip. Let me go around this way, and I'm gonna cut it here so that I have something so I'll be able to hang it with. And then I've got just basic cornmeal right here, which I'm going to use for an offering, and I put it right at the base. And this will help nourish and protect the plant. Okay, let's go back over and I will show you how to dry and store your herbs once they are dry. Very hot day today. It's about 90. And also the best time I have found to harvest it is straight up noon. So it's around noon right now. Okay, this is a very easy way to dry your herbs, is to hang them, and I will show you how to hang them. First, get some string. This is actually hemp cord. Whoops. And I use hemp cord because it's very strong. You can usually find it in the jewelry making section. And you just take it and you tie it in a knot, just like that. And then you take the herb and you put this around the base. I hope you can see this. Put it around the base and just thread it through, and it hangs perfectly. And you can hang this up anywhere you want in your house or wherever. Another way to dry is you can just take a plain paper bag and punch holes in it in the top and the bottom. Open it up and take the leaves off, or the stems if you want, or the whole thing, and just put it in here. That way it won't get dusty or anything else. And this is actually some catnip that I've had drying that's actually ready to put in a bottle and crush up. And this is what the leaves look like when they're dry. You see they're very, very brittle. So it's perfect, and that's how you know when they're completely dry. And I would recommend just any jars that you have on hand or plastic bags, use those for storing your herbs. I've actually gotten some marigold heads, and these I got last year on the summer solstice at high noon, so it was awesome. And these take a long time to dry. I started them off with the bag method and then put them in here, and then I punched holes in the top just so that they don't get any moisture in them. then you can also do this if you're storing wood. This is hawthorn wood, and I've punched holes in the top, and that way you can make sure that it's completely dry and it won't mold. For things that you know are completely dry, you can just all sealed containers are just fine. This is some geranium, this is some carnation, mullein, hibiscus, lavender. And after you harvest and put them in either a bag or a bottle, I would recommend just buying some, labels. I think these were maybe $1 at Walmart or Target. And you just peel one off, stick it to the top, and write down what it is. This is catnip, I already know, because I use this every day for my cats. But yeah, so this is the end of part 1. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We've discussed how to find out which plants you want to grow, as far as what grows best in your area, if it's potted or in the land, how to harvest and how to dry, and how to bottle and store. If you guys want to get a book about magical herbs, I would recommend Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. This only discusses the magical use of herbs. This does not discuss homeopathic uses for herbs. It does, however, have a reference in the back so that you know if it is able to be put on the skin, if it is able to be eaten, and if it is eaten, what it will cause. Sometimes they'll cause diarrhea, poisoning, constipation, so lots of little things that you need to find out, like before you ingest any herbs. So the next 2 videos that I'm going to do are going to be about magical uses for herbs. And then the 3rd video is going to be about essential oils, which come from herbs, roots, and such things like amber, which is sap from a plant, or from a tree actually. What else was I gonna say? Oh, the timeline for how long herbs are good for. I've heard people say they're good for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, indefinitely. In my opinion, for magical uses, they're good indefinitely because the essence of the plant never goes away. So that's my answer to that, because I'm strictly a magical use for herbs type person. Yes, I do cook with them, but that's a different side of it. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I plan on making part 2 and 3 today. So hopefully I will post all 3 of these at the same time. So thank you, and blessed be. Bye-bye.